Hi there guys, Sam here. Again, as the title suggests, just to talk a little bit about the manual gearbox. How good is this manual gearbox? You know, how does it compare to other sort of manual cars I've driven? How does it compare to the other kind of hyper hatches that are around? Yeah, just a bit around that. You know, I think just to start off with kind of the looks of the gearbox, I think it looks really good. It's a real good feel to it as well. You know, it's got a cool little blue sort of circle accent on the top. Obviously 6-speed as well, push down to get it into reverse, off to the left. Yeah, and it's really good. And I suppose the best way to kind of describe it over and above my other cars is it's got like a real tactile kind of feel to it when you get it into gear. Like you really feel like you're actually doing something. So if you push it in, it's kind of like a couple of clicks almost, if that makes sense. I've said it before, my Fiesta kind of felt more like a magnet. When you sort of put it in, there wasn't really feel to it. Maybe it's because this is quite notchy and it's, you know, I'm 6,100 miles in. And you know, the same kind of with the Focus RS. I felt the Focus RS manual gearbox wasn't too dissimilar to my Fiesta ST when I test drove it. You know, again, it just felt like a magnet. It didn't feel like you were, you know, although you're engaged because you're sort of working 3 pedals and you sort of your arms busy. It never really felt really engaging. One thing as well, the clutch is a lot lighter than the Fiesta. Certainly, Fiesta almost felt like a racing clutch. I mean, my first ever video, funnily enough, on this channel about four years ago, was in a Ferrari F430, and I took it around Silverstone. And I remember coming round that, it was a full circuit, did about 3 laps around there. Coming out of that, it was about 2006, and stepping into my Fiesta ST. My Fiesta ST felt more tight, more sharp. The clutch felt heavy, well obviously because it was a paddle shift on the Ferrari, but the clutch felt really like solid, and it just felt pin sharp. And I suppose that's where time has come in terms of newer cars today. They really can mix it with the best. You know, I'll be interested to see if this gearbox changes as time goes on. But you know, it's really easy to use in traffic. I don't really have any problems with it. You don't really get tired, and at the same time, when you push on, you can enjoy it. It's one thing I've heard other people say it, but I definitely notice when you drive it, it's very short ratios on the gearbox. You know, you can't. I'm trying to think of it in comparison. Again, the Cayman GT4 I've done on this channel, second gear. You know, you could almost you do about 84 miles an hour in second. In this, you know, well, maybe we can try it, but it's not too far off. 45, 50 miles an hour, I'm going to say. I could be wrong on that, but oh no, yeah, actually it's about 54 miles an hour in second, because you have to change it to third to get it to 60. Again, that's probably slows down the 0 to 60 time a little bit actually. And it's really good, and it does make good noises. I will say that the DSG, as I do a ridiculously jerky gear change, the DSG makes more pops and cracks on the outside and probably sounds a little bit better inside. But with the manual gearbox, you know, when you're changing gear, it still makes a good little noise. You do feel connected to the car. I've seen a lot of the people say on the manual gearbox, they criticise it quite a lot. You know, I know it's not like I'm trying to think of one of the best manual gearboxes in the business. I suppose like a Cayman GT4, say. It's not like that, but then at the same time, lovely indication. So let's try second anyway, as I ramble on. I get rammed by this car. So I got to about 5,500 revs in second there, and that was about 47. It's a 50 along here, so I'll be gentle. You know, I just love the engagement. You know, for me, for me, you really do lose that engagement. I drove, again, another random clip I've done on my channel is in a 911 Turbo S, and that's the fastest car I've ever driven, the fastest car I'll probably ever drive in my entire life. Something stupid like 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, I think, in the Turbo S Cabriolet one that I drove. And it had a PDK gearbox, obviously best Porsche can offer. And get engaged after about a lap around that track. You've pretty much explored most of the stuff with the car. The main stuff that you got out of it was that sheer acceleration, and particularly when you're on a track and stuff, you want more. I went round that Cayman GT4 again and again and again, and it just felt so involving. Maybe because it wasn't as fast. you were more time, and it wasn't even like I was at the gearbox that much. Just kind of left in second most of the time. And it just shows that sometimes the PDK gearbox does lose a bit of fun, a little bit of excitement. But again, it's everyone's kind of preference. You know, I get a thrill just putting my foot down in this car. Even if I can't change gear properly, I still enjoy it. And you're sort of balancing the car because it's quite wet and slippery on the throttle, and that's where these greasy conditions kind of come in. But anyway, about the gearbox, I think it's good. There's no settings to the gearbox. There's nothing that can speed it up or slow it down or change anything on it. So, you know, again, if you're looking to get it in a manual, not many people do. A lot of people go for the DSG, and I can 100% see why. I would recommend it. And, you know, if I was getting another Golf R, not that I'm thinking about getting another Golf R, it'd still be in a manual gearbox, personally. But as for the gearbox, I really enjoy it. You've seen some of my fun drives as well. The gearbox is nice and engaging. Hopefully you can get an idea from that. And yeah, I really like it. And it certainly brings out. People say the DSG probably brings out on paper more from this car. Yeah, 0-60's faster. That's cut and shut as far as people are concerned, and that's why everyone chooses it. But for me, you know, the manual gearbox, it does bring out the best of the car. You know, I know, you know, I'm not like a professional race driver by any means, just a normal driver. It's just so nice. It's like, you just feel more connected to the engine. I mean, it makes you feel like you've got like a V8 Mustang, you'd get it in a manual gearbox. For me, it kind of feels like that. It's a good debate, really, whether or not people prefer the manual gearbox or whether people prefer the DSG. There's no right or wrong answer, it's purely people's preference. Obviously, some of the advantages of the manual gearbox, it is a fair bit cheaper. You don't lose any power. It's not like they're saying, oh, you got a manual gearbox, you know, you can't use the 296 brake horsepower. You still can use it all. It still makes a good noise. It's still dailyable. And it works quite well in, to be fair, in greasy conditions and in snow conditions. You have a little bit more control over the car. I always, you know, I remember when I first drove an A45, and I had it in like eco mode or something stupid like that. When I got pulled out of a roundabout, it was so docile. It was in some sort of crappy setting, but I was like foot flat, and I'm like, what are you doing? And it just felt so not engaging. Probably just me not being particularly good with the gearbox. Yeah, maybe it was just me actually. And I do advise people to try it. You know, there's no harm in popping into a dealer, even if you've got a DSG, try a manual gearbox, and you might come out of it and be like, I'm well happy I've stuck with my DSG, or you know what, I can see some advantages of the manual. It's always good to try. You know, it's free at the end of the day. You're just taking up a little bit of your time just to do a bit of a comparison. It's not a pain, you know. I've done really long journeys, I've done motorway journeys, I've done short stuck in traffic journeys, and it's never really bothered me. It's certainly far easier than my Fiesta was. The clutch was far too heavy and it was too sharp as well. but it is 54 miles an hour in second is what you can get up to. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, please like, subscribe. Plenty more stuff on this Golf R as we head into, again, the new year. Hope you all had a happy new year as well, and had a great Christmas. But yeah, otherwise thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers guys.